What we gonna do right now is go back, way back.
Give me your friend.
Baby.
What's up? I thought you was gonna start hanging out with the big girls again. What is all this trash?
Fat girl, hit the ground, hit it up, and hit us up, sound. Fat girl just looking so sweet. Fat girl don't make it deep. Fat girl just shake it, don't break. Big girl, let me see you do a spin. Let go, let me see you touch the ground. Shake it out, take shot, back down. Top beers in the house, burn it all back. Work it, work it, work it, work it, big girl, 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 like you around. Fat girl, keep going, don't quit. Fat girl, just move the damn hip. Fat girl, get down, don't stop. Fat girl, wanna see the pop. Shake it, stop, fat girl, shake it fast. Fat girl, nigga, wanna see that. Fat girl, bounce like a pro. Fat girl, don't know what you know. Fat girl, shake till you rip through what? On the web, what's hard, part two. Loops in the house, y'all know the game. Fat girl, don't have no shame. Shake that back, bounce to the beat. Fat girl, shake it, jiggle at me. St. Louis, back to the top. Like I like to do the rap. Work it, work it, work it, big girl, 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 like you around. Hey, mo, let me hear you say, hey, mo, big girls like you around. Shake, work, shake, work, shake, work, shake, work, shake, shake, work, shake, shake, work, shake, work, shake, work, shake, up and down, to the ground, to the ground, to the ground.
Now sick of this. Now I want to show y'all a real show with the big girls.
Oh, fat girl, brought three. Can't hang with 106 beat. Fat girl, know the happen, don't quit. Fat girl, run like you own it. Put your hands on your hips and grip it. That new, I'm gonna look like it off the now. Fat girl, bring the crew to top the climb. If not, I'ma pull the panties down. Fat girl, bounce hot and stop tripping. If you do, get chicken and hot bitch. With a lot of rock, come to the night speed. I really shit, get the dead in the world, G. But fat girl, show the boys a shot. Let me see if it's fat or not. Don't put fat girl, y'all like it down. Let you out, let me see y'all do the rap.
I'm serious. Where you are? Not ever. Oh, not the Britney Spears. Hey, how you doing?
Big girl, 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 big girl.
Oh, but ain't the little leprechaun. Girl, your beat is so up. You look a mess. All about the big girls. What about the big girls?
Big girl, work it, work it, work. Big girl, work it, work it, work. Big girl, you done suck all the fat off your ass. Big girl, go, big girl, go. Go, big girl, go, big girl, go. Go, big girl. Yo, this is your boy, Uncle Luke, and welcome to another edition of the Uncle Luke Show podcast, baby. Where the big girls at? Where are the big girls at? You know, I show that video every time I'm getting ready to start up the podcast because people be hating on me on TikTok and everywhere else because they be like, yo, Luke, why you just like skinny girls? Why you don't like the big girls? You never show the big girls love, but I always show the big girls love because I start my podcast off with the big girls. I start off all the time with the big girls, showing big girls love because that is what it's all about. Giving love to the big girls. Because you know you need them big girls in the wintertime when you want to get cozy and
it gets cold because the little skinny girls can't do it. They don't do it. You know you need the big girls when you want that good meal, and you know there is going to be a meal there every day. But some of y'all, like me, want to go get the little skinny and petite bonionis and be eating out of styrofoam and bird food. The skinny girls, they go to the restaurant and they order bird food. They order salad. I don't need a salad, please. Salad? Meanwhile, you, like, the skinny girls want to go to restaurants like Sexy Bone. And you, no disrespect to Sexy Bone, Sexy Fish or whatever they call it. And, you know, they bring you the plate and the bill be like $1,000, and then you have a little something right here as the entree, and then you have a salad like this, and then you order a dessert and it be like this. And that's for the skinny girls. The skinny girls love that. They have their own little restaurants that you're going to pay $1 million for. But then the big girls, they're like, yo, I ain't trying to go to no Sexy Bone. I'm trying to go to Sundays. Take me to Sundays. Everybody, take me to Prime 112 where they had the big old steaks and big old desserts and big everything. But I love the big girls. Shouts out for the big girls. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I like the Coca-Cola bottle girls. Do I have a Coca-Cola bottle? I got everything else in here but a Coke. But you see that liquor bottle over there? That's, my girls have to be shaped like that. I can't deal with the BBLs. I can't deal with bullet wounds. I'm picky. I'm sorry. I'm picky. I can't deal with bullet wounds. I can't deal with BBLs like, and the lip job and the face job and the boom job. I'm sorry. That's not for me. That's for somebody else. And the eyelashes like this. I can't deal with no eyelashes. It's like, and then this makeup y'all ladies are using these days just turn you into, it was a friend of mine showed me a picture before a lady with makeup on and after. And he was like, this is what, I'm like, this lady is drop dead gorgeous every time I see her. It's like she put the same makeup on the same way every time, and I don't know her any other way. And this dude showed me a picture. He was wrong for that. He showed me a picture, and while I was eating dinner, and it was so bad I couldn't eat the dinner. But shouts out to the makeup people, making everybody looks beautiful. That's what it's all about. You know, we're here today. It's a beautiful day. It's raining here in sunny South Florida. Well, it's not sunny. South Florida is not sunny right now. It is rainy South Florida. We got a lot of rain, and it's spring football practice for high school. Everybody is out there getting their spring football on. Hope you guys are out there safe with everybody. But welcome to another edition of the Luke Show podcast. We're going to get into some things today. We're going to get into a lot of different things. We're going to get into Lamar Jackson in his debut in this TV show movie that he was a part of. We're going to get into that, where he entered the gay club, and we got a little clip for that. I mean, Lamar Jackson, gay club, hitman. It's going to be an interesting conversation, but we're going to get into that. But remember, it's acting, and we'll talk about that. We're going to get into Shedeur Sanders and how he's looking and how he's doing in minicamp. They had minicamp last week, and a lot came out of that. We're going to talk about the NBA playoffs. We're going to talk about people comparing Jordans, these comparisons of Jordan. And then we're going to get into a little bit of the great Shannon Sharpe. We're going to get into that, and we're going to get into some Puff Daddy. Trial starts today. I think they wrap up jury selection, and we're going to talk about a little bit of some of that. But let's get into it right now. I'd like to welcome you guys to the Luke Show. I always like continuously welcoming you guys. Last week I had my street naming. Y'all see, I got the sign up there. There it is up there. I got a replica of the actual sign. If you go down my street, you will see the sign and you will see the entire deal. And you can go, I want everybody to go to my block and take a picture. Just take your picture. Look, you were there. Take your picture of the sign, you know, up under the sign. Take your family there. You know, tell your kids about this crazy guy named Luther Campbell. And, you know, I'm still at awe. It still hasn't really sunk in yet that I got a street name after me on my block where I grew up at. It still has not sunk into me. I mean, every day I like go through an emotional moment of, you know, I was a kid there and, you know, the girl down the street, I got my first piece of ass down there, and I was a kid there, and I used to DJ and have people come in the front yard, and then I was a kid in that house on that block, and I started selling frozen cups, and then I don't know where I got a Pac-Man machine, and I put it in the wash house, and I had kids coming in. You know, I was like, I was a hustler. I had hustle in me. And then I was a kid there. Then once I, you know, started getting in the music business, I had my records actually stored in storage at the house because I built this like aluminum thing, and the records started getting warped and having yellow freight trucks coming in the backyard and the cops not knowing what the hell I was selling, and then going into the boxes thinking I was selling drugs and everything like that. Started my record company out of my house on that block. 2 Live Crew throw the dick, and all of my records were being sold out of that house. That's where it all started. My mom and dad raised this crazy boy, 5 boys in one house, in a 2-bedroom house on that block. And 5 boys left the house becoming multimillionaires. 2 of them who's who, summa cum laude. Another one professor at daggone Georgetown University. Another one, damn, there was an astronaut, Navy pilot. Out of the 2-bedroom house, I'm like, yo, I ain't never got none of that part of the speech. It's like on that block. All that happened in that house on my block. You know, being bused at Miami Beach, the bus coming in the back. Come on, man. We playing football before the bus, 6 o'clock in the morning. We got a whole full-fledged football game in the streets where we really tackling. These dudes don't want to be tackling in a football stadium right now. As long as you having a full-fledged football game before the bus come, lining up in the streets and we hitting. Tackle, football. That's what I was started at. Come on, man. Mom and dad, everything I talk about, all the historical wisdom, all the moments of wisdom of me giving you good game, it come from my mom and dad out of the house. Out of that house. It's amazing, man. It's amazing. So it's just so much to talk about when it comes to that. So every day I'm going to just give y'all a little story. But shouts out to everybody from Luke Records. We're celebrating 40 years of Luke Records. We discovered Southern hip hop. 40 years. Southern hip hop was discovered on that block. So when you take your kids down and that sign, it ain't just, okay, he went to the Supreme Court. Ain't just he fought for free speech. Ain't just he first got to get a record banned. But on that block, in that house, was the birth of Southern hip hop. Out of the trunk of my car, in the garage. With no garage, it was no garage. I created a shed. Come on, man. Shit deep. I can sit here and talk about it all day. But let's get into this right here. Lamar Jackson over the weekend. I guess over the weekend appeared in a movie. I love Lamar Jackson. My favorite quarterback. Not just because he's from South Florida, but he's my favorite quarterback in the NFL. We know his mom is his agent. We don't know who else works with him. I know T. Martin, who should be a head football coach in college. I don't know what the hell is going on. Everybody, we do a lot of talking about Eric Bieniemy, but T. Martin should be a head college football coach at a Power 5 organization right now. For the life of me, I don't know why the fuck he ain't got a call, but that is a whole nother story I'm going to get in on Wednesday. How these black coaches are getting fucked over. I'm going to get into that because ain't nobody talking about that. They wait to a certain moment in time to have that conversation when jobs are available, but I'm going to talk about that right now. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, Lamar appeared in a scene that I'm going to show you shortly where he went into a gay club. Shouts out to all my LGBTQ community folks. He appeared in this, he went into a gay club in this particular scene, and things happen. Let me see if I can show y'all the scene. Let me pull it up. Now, a lot of people are going to the haters are going to be, why is Lamar Jackson in a gay club? A lot of people going to make that up of it. Why? The man is obviously a killer. And killers go everywhere to kill. And it's a movie. It's a TV show. It's whatever the hell it is. He's acting. And he did a great fucking job doing it. So watch how these people spin it. Why is Lamar Jackson in a gay club? Why is he doing this in a gay club? Killers go everywhere to kill people in the movies. They go to gay clubs. They go to straight clubs. They go to Aryan Nation clubs. They go to everywhere to kill people. So watch how they spin it. Everybody's going to have a big problem of Lamar Jackson going to the gay club and kill. They're going to use the gay thing because I obviously everybody's don't want to be on the attack of the LGBT community, by their head leader in charge. Everybody wants to attack that community, which is, look. Everybody have the right to do what they want to do in their bedroom and have the right to live their life, how they live their life. And that's why I do not have a problem with that community, just like I don't have a problem with the Jewish community. I don't have a problem with the Christian community. I don't have a problem with no community. But watch how they spin this. Watch how they spin it online. They just gonna turn it totally upside down. Lamar Jackson, why is he in the gay club? Why is he doing this? And no, why is he a killer? Why he's not and then they go, when the gay thing don't stick, then they gonna jump on, why is he, why? I've never seen a quarterback who's currently in the NFL killing somebody in a movie. How is that portrayed with the community and the shield and all that? Come on, man. Watch how they do it. Watch how they do it. Let me just show it to you again. Let me show it to you again. That's what you're going to have. You got two parts of this. One, they're going to have a problem with the gay club. The second part of it, they're going to have a problem with him as a NFL quarterback, arguably the face of the league, shooting somebody in a movie. They're going to forget the fact that it is a movie and he's acting. Good job, Lamar Jackson. You did a hell of a job acting. Maybe I'll put you in my movie, let you kill somebody. Shit. Hey, man, look here. Hey, hey, I'm okay with it, LT. LT, do your thing, baby. Do your thing. Movies, TV, everybody did it before while they were in the NFL. So here come the bullshit with that. Watch the haters start hating on my man LT. They gonna start out with their hating, and then before you know it, they gonna try to spin it into something else. We hate Lamar Jackson. But speaking of black quarterbacks, here we go. Shedeur Sanders, 5th round, number 144 pick in the NFL draft. A fucking tragedy. A tragedy. An absolute tragedy. And then they send him over. He goes and get drafted to the shit show called Cleveland Browns. Yes, I'm going to say it. The shit show called Cleveland Browns, where there's currently 5 quarterbacks on the roster. Let me explain to y'all this. This is horrible for more reason one, and I love Shedeur. Shedeur had a great weekend. He had an absolute great weekend. He proved and showed people how he's should have arguably been number 1 or number 2 person drafted in this last draft. But the NFL owners went to their little meeting in West Palm Beach that they normally have, and you all just see, the draft. The draft is a TV show. The draft happens in Palm Beach when the NFL owners, when the presidents and the GMs and the coaches all meet. You think they sitting in the room for 7 days not doing nothing? Let's be real about this shit. The draft is a fucking show. The draft happens in Palm Beach County. The free agency happens in Palm Beach County where they determine how much you're going to pay. It's 32 fucking owners. It is 32 people that sit in a room and they make the decisions of their league, their corporation called NFL. So they go around on the agenda for today, the draft. Okay, who you going to draft, Pittsburgh? Who you going to draft? Who you going to draft in the first round? Okay, how much you going to pay? Okay, well, don't pay over this amount, because if you pay over this amount, these motherfuckers going to be asking for this amount for the second round and the third round and fourth round and all these different things. So we're going to keep this money to a minimum. You got the number 1 pick. You got the top 10 picks right here, right? So you're going to get what? Yeah, I need a quarterback. Okay, you're going to get this quarterback. You're going to get this O-lineman. You're going to do this. Okay, so let's do the first round right now. And they do the first round. Let's hold on. Before we even get into this draft right there, let's talk about free agency and how much you are going to pay. You got a running back. The running back market, we need to squish it. Receiver market, we need to squish it. You got free agents over here. Don't pay this amount of money for a D lineman, because if you pay this amount of money, everybody, it's going to affect all the rest of the other 31 teams. Don't pay this amount for a receiver. Oh, we got a numbnut receiver over here in Pittsburgh. He ain't cutting it. Oh, we going to send that motherfucker after the draft to Dallas. Okay, I'll take that motherfucker. We take numbnuts all the time and we rehabilitate their ass. That's what we call Dallas Cowboys Rehabilitation Center. So we'll take that motherfucker. Okay, all right, you're going to do this right here. And when, ladies and gentlemen, okay, let's get on this Deion Sanders thing, this Shedeur Sanders thing. That's on our agenda right here. Where are we going to draft this guy? Well, shit, Cleveland, we need a fucking quarterback, man. We got Flacco, we got Pickett, we got Deshaun Watson with 1,000 charges and a blown out Achilles and ain't going to play. That's a shit show, so we need a fucking quarterback. Who you going to get? You going to get in the first pick of the draft? Okay, Nashville, I'm taking Cam Ward. I love him. Okay, good. Now let's talk about this Shedeur Sanders thing. Primetime gets out there and say my son ain't gonna play for fucking Cleveland. He didn't start doing his impression of John Elway dad, who he's not gonna play for, Peyton Manning dad and Eli Manning dad, who my son is not gonna play for. We ain't doing that. Ain't no nigga finna do that. That ain't happening. There will never ever be a parent tell us where a player is going to go. So let's, on the agenda, so what we going to do about this? Because we need to nip this shit in the bud right now. We ain't getting ready to have primetime tell us what the fuck we going to do in our league and how we going to do it and when we going to do it. And who this son going to go to. All right. Nobody, I have a vote. Nobody fucks with him until the 5th round. Nobody drafts Shedeur until the 5th round. Oh, shit. New York Giants is like, oh, shit. All right, well, shit. We ain't never, New York Giants, food for thought. We ain't never had no black quarterback start for us at the beginning of the year or be the face of the franchise of the New York Football Giants in our history. So we're not fucking with him, period. And there go the Raiders, Tom Brady, the mentor. Oh, shit. All right, we know y'all motherfuckers gonna draft him. Hey, and there go black coach Mike Tomlin. Mike, we know you got a friendship with Prime and you're gonna draft his fucking son. We know you on that. You fuck with black people over there. Nobody fucks with Shedeur until the 5th round. That will be his 1st round. We're gonna send him a message and we're gonna send his daddy a message that the Shield is what runs it. He is not white and he cannot conduct himself like that. And so, all in favor, say aye. Ain't but 32 motherfuckers vote. Aye. Don't you touch him. Nobody touches him until the 5th round. We'll let him see how this shit go. Bam, 5th round come. Everybody was mad frenzy. We trying to get you to it. We just Cleveland Brown. Fuck that shit. We getting him. Cleveland Brown. You just drafted a quarterback in the 3rd round. New Orleans Saints, you didn't touch him. You get a guy who threw the ball in the ground. Dart to the Giants. Yeah, the Giants. You say, hold on, the Giants, yeah, they're going to start. They got 2 black quarterbacks. They're going to start them motherfuckers, but they ain't going to end with them motherfuckers. And they are not the franchise quarterback for the New York Football Giants. Yeah, one of them numbnuts to start the season off, but they will be replaced and they will not be there. That will be Jason Dart's team. Then you got the Miami Dolphins. My new team. What? Cowboys, y'all my 2nd team. What? Your quarterback fell into the lap of the guy who died for the Buffalo Bills, and your quarterback, after throwing 3 interceptions, he fell in his lap and said, my head hurt. I just threw 3 interceptions. I was all dizzy, and that's what. Really? The man threw 3 fucking interceptions and then said he has a concussion. He fell into the lap. Go look at the replay. And that season was done. The Dolphins, then they had 2 guys on the roster that couldn't play couldn't play dead in a cowboy movie. They had to go get a guy with the UPS truck that was better than them, so their evaluation of quarterbacks is absolutely horrible. And who they keep on the roster is absolutely horrible. When you got to go get a guy off a fucking UPS truck after you did a whole preseason and you kept 2 quarterbacks on the roster, really? And the best quarterback is on a UPS truck, and the next best one is coaching high school right down the street, who ended up at the end of the year on the Detroit Lions roster. Really? And you don't draft Shedeur? Here's what would have happened with the Dolphins, my new team. It was set up for this perfect situation. That's why they need to give me a job over there. Pay me a lot of money to consult with them. It'd have been a perfect situation because I would have went into the room and I'd say, look, you got to draft this guy. We got to get him for more reasons than one. One, you need a franchise quarterback because this guy, he's not going to last. He's one tap on the head or 3 interceptions on the brains to then saying he has a concussion and there go your season. Your money goes down. Nobody wants to come to the game. You're giving away tickets. Now, if he gets injured, which he's going to get injured because he's going to do some dumb shit like take the ball and run with it and go down the field after he throw 3 interceptions, if that happens, because the probability of it happening, again, for him to be a concuss, if that happens, your ticket prices actually soar because now Shedeur is coming in the game. Your ticket prices just went out the fucking roof. And on top of it, you have your future franchise quarterback on the roster. You go get some dude named Skyler. Some of these organizations are horrible because of because they got numbnuts running the teams. But moving right along, Shedeur's gonna do good. And let me just, before I leave this Shedeur situation, I know a lot of you guys are saying like, how is it gonna happen? The NFL union and the NFL, they only have a certain amount of time that they could practice. You could only practice X amount of hours in a practice. So you saw a bunch of reps with him and Dylan Gabriel. You saw a bunch of reps with those two practicing, going back and forth and all that. Now add 3 quarterbacks to that. Yeah, Deshaun Watson is not going to be in camp, but then now you got Pickett and you got Flacco. Flacco, who they picked up, and Flacco, who they gave $4 million, and he's projected to be the starter. Now they got to get first and second team reps. Now you're talking about 2 more quarterbacks getting third and fourth team reps. Shedeur may never get first team reps. And when you don't get first team reps, because you just don't have the time in practice, when you don't get first team reps, you're not building a relationship with those receivers and the offensive line. They're not hearing the cadence and, okay, here's the cadence. Here's the timing with the receivers and the running backs and all these different things. That's why when a backup quarterback goes in the game, he looks like a deer in headlights. So somebody is going to the practice squad. Somebody is going to get traded. In order for Shedeur to get reps, it's going to be slim picking. So I did a tweet the other day saying, Miami Dolphins, you should right now trade for Shedeur. Make a bold move. Yeah, it may seem crazy to everybody. Oh, what the fuck? Y'all should have did this in the beginning and all that. I'm calling the Cleveland Browns right now if I'm the Miami Dolphins. I don't give a fuck who I got on my roster as backups. I am calling them right now for more reasons than one, for franchise quarterback and for economic reasons. Because you know you lose a ton of money when Tua gets fucking hurt. You know your football team don't show up to practice when Tua gets hurt. They are in booby trap. Your whole season is over. They have nothing to play for. The fans have nothing to get excited to come to the game for. So grow some fucking nuts and say, fuck it, Cleveland, let's make a deal for this guy. You got Dylan Gabriel. Look, give us this dude right now. And you're a Hollywood team. You got Gloria Estefan as a fucking owner. You got D. Wade as an owner. You got Serena and Venus as an owner. You got F1 going on. You got concerts, Beyonce performing and Taylor Swift. You got Jazz and the Gods. You're a Hollywood fucking team, so it makes sense. And by the way, I'm a new Dog fan. My first team. So it makes sense. I love Ross. It makes fucking sense. Come on. My God. Moving to the NBA, ladies and gentlemen. I know y'all been checking out these NBA playoffs, just like I have. The NBA is rigged. I've been saying it all my life. How the fuck can you blow somebody out by 50 points one game and then come back and get beat? Really? Only thing that's playing right, that's not rigged, is hockey, which I'm upset with my Florida Panthers because when they sucked, I was always there. When they were good, I was always there. When they were mediocre, I was always there. And I can't beat the fucking drum. People call up and say, let Luke beat the drum. They let all these transplants come in there and beat the fucking drum, and I can't beat the drum. So I'm in my feelings with the fucking Panthers right now. I'm having a little problem with them. They call you up when they're sorry as fuck, and they need you to come to the game. Luther, can you please come to the game? We got tickets for you on the glass. Come to the game. We need you out here. We're going to roll out the red carpet for you and whoever you want to have come out. That's when they're sorry as fuck, when they need people to come into the game. But when you get good, and you win the cup, and you're in the playoffs, and all this shit, then you go get these transplants and have them beat the drum. Fuck that. I'm in my feelings with you, Panthers. But do I want you to win? Yes, because you are my hockey team. Fuck it. But back to these NBA playoffs. This shit is totally rigged. You beat the brains out of a motherfucker one day and then come back the next day and lose? And lose? Really? The only series that's really going on is Boston and the Knicks. The rest of this shit, I'm glad the young boy over there at Oklahoma, that dude, SGA, I fucking absolutely love him. I love his game. I love his attitude. I love everything about this young man. That young man got on the podium and say, that shit on me. That shit on me. We lost this fucking game. This is my job to will my team to win. I'm the motherfucker who getting the big bucks. And he said that one day, then when they won the next day, he say, shit, big time players got to make big time plays in big time moments. And I'm the fucking motherfucker who getting all the money, and therefore I need to be the motherfucker who show up in the end when it counts. I did not show up in the end when it count in the last game. I own that shit. I showed up today and me and my team won this motherfucker. That's the mark of a fucking leader. Not these fucking jack-off goddamn so-called people y'all want to crown all this bullshit who never take responsibility for nothing. That is, to me, that's old school. That ain't no YN shit. That ain't no YN shit. The YN shit going on right now today is, everybody got a fucking excuse. Nobody takes ownership for nothing. That shit started being with me, hey, look here, man, it ain't on y'all. It ain't on y'all. When I look here, I take responsibility of my house. I take responsibility. Anything that I lead, or leadership of any organization that I'm running, it ain't on my team. It is on me. If we lose, it's on me. If we win, it's my team that did the fucking work. That's why I fuck with that young guy. If there's some kind of way we can get him to the Heat, but we white feet and we keep getting beat. Pat Riley, I think then, he then went in reverse. He back in Kentucky when he was playing, and it was just a bunch of white guys. I mean, we get more whiter and whiter by the moment at the Heat is white feet to get your ass beat. I mean, we gotta get some brothers on this motherfucker. Something gotta happen. Goddamn. Something, we gotta go talk to somebody. But back to this playoffs. Let me just say this. Don't compare nobody to fucking Michael Jordan again for the rest of y'all life. Y'all will never see it. I got to see it. Thank God I got to see Michael Jordan. I got to see Muhammad Ali. You motherfuckers don't even know what y'all miss. Y'all got a fucking YouTube motherfucker as y'all hero. Y'all, the best boxer in y'all era is a fucking YouTube motherfucker. I got to see Tyson. I got to see Ali. I got to see the Thriller in Manila. I got to see Jordan, the GOAT, take motherfuckers and put their ass in the basket, take their ass and do what? Jordan, hold on. You getting off? You getting off? No, I got that motherfucker. What's up, Dan? I got that motherfucker. Give me him right here. No, fuck that. I'm finna lock this nigga down. Let's go. Motherfucker go melt down. No, you getting off? Okay, at the end, I'm gonna, the last 2 minutes of the game, y'all get the fuck out the way. I got this. SGA is gonna turn into that. Y'all, no. When y'all go to talking this GOAT shit, this the part y'all don't know. That's why these YNs out here want to talk. Oh, GOAT here. He the GOAT. No, ain't no motherfucking GOAT. No, y'all ain't seen GOAT. Y'all don't know what GOAT look like. Y'all would never know what GOAT look like. The closest thing to a GOAT is that motherfucker SGA. He's on his way. Ant-Man ain't the GOAT. He get missing. My good friend, he ain't the GOAT. He ain't gonna lock no nigga down. You gotta go. Well, when you the GOAT, you go back the fuck up in 2 minutes. Hey, look, these motherfuckers up by 10. He hot. I got him. And I'm going down there and score the points. That's motherfucking MJ. So leave that GOAT conversation out the way. Then they go to try to crown motherfucking Steph Curry as, Steph Curry, the greatest point guard in y'all era, because you niggas ain't seen Magic Johnson. You ain't seen Magic Johnson. Woo, throw the ball like this. Woo, throw the ball like this. Boom, sky hook. Ghost line up at center. Distribute. Hey, Coop, here you go. Hey, here you go. Here you go, Kareem. What? And then back up at the 3 and shoot that motherfucker and then go lock a nigga down. I got him. See them GOAT motherfuckers? They don't run from no goddamn smoke. They don't just hang out at the 3-point line. They don't just get their 38 points. No, when it's time to lock a motherfucker down, and I got this nigga. No, I got him. That's the same thing Magic do. This era, I got to run down the court and give me some rest and shoot a 3. I'm going to run from shooting that bitch. I'm going to pass that motherfucker up. No. MJ, back the fuck up. Y'all back the fuck up. Last 2 minutes of this game, I'm going to win the game by myself. Okay? Hey, all this bully ball shit, y'all Draymond Green, y'all hero. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar knock your ass flat the fuck out. Wilton Walton knock your ass out. Larry Bird was a motherfucker. So y'all ain't seen shit. That's why I be laughing at you YNs out here. Y'all ain't seen nothing. And then they go to talk about University of Miami football. We're happy that we won 10 games. Oh my God, we're looking out that things are great. What the fuck? Things are great. Oh, we got a motherfucker on our D-line like Warren Sapp. Don't even mention Warren Sapp's name. That's GOAT. You ain't got nobody on your D-line like William Joseph. You got to get to William Joseph. You ain't got nobody on your D-line like fucking Jerome Brown. Before you even get to Warren Sapp, you ain't got nobody on your D-line like Cortez Kennedy. Before you get to Warren Sapp, you ain't got nobody remotely like that. You ain't got no motherfucking offensive lineman like no Brian McKinney who never gave up a fucking sack in his life. Are you serious? Really? Oh, we got receivers. No, you don't. Shouts out to Cam Ward. You did some astronomical shit. None of your receivers got drafted. When I said something about the receivers and the receiver coach, everybody want to jump on me. But then at the end of the day, who got drafted? They're all locked on. Where the fuck is the locked on guy? Oh, Luther Campbell. Why would he say something about the receiving corps at the University of Miami and the receiving coach? Oh, he just does things and says things. He don't like the program. No, I speak the fucking truth. Like the movie. You can't handle the truth. Don't fucking follow me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Don't look at this show because I'm going to keep it a buck. Motherfuckers can't handle the truth. They get all fucking in their feelings because they soft. YN soft generation. Pick up a gun and just shoot and don't fight. Get your ass out there in the backyard and go to fighting, goddamn. Let's settle that shit like real men. Soon as you say something they don't like, we're doing so good. We have 10 wins. We got arguably the best receiver in the world. Cam Ward, shouts out to Cam Ward. I love Cam Ward. I wish Cam Ward was at the University of Miami as a freshman and not just a hard hit man, because there will still be an asterisk by his name. But these YNs right now, this new generation of Hurricanes, he's our quarterback. No, Cam Ward is Washington's quarterback. He came here for 1 year and did something fucking out of this world. He did something out of this fucking world. Cam Ward. He had no receiver drafted. None of his receivers got drafted. He begged every team to take Restrepo, and they did not take him. And then he forced his team to take him, which Restrepo is going to do good in the league over there with Cam. But none of those guys got drafted. And I was talking about this on my show, and I tweeted about this. I said they weren't getting no separation. That's why Cam had to hold the ball. They were too fucking slow. People peeped the game. His running back went 6th or 7th round. Now, he arguably the best offensive line in college football, yeah, because his head coach is an offensive line coach, and his comrade, offensive line coach, is very good. That's all he had, and he made that shit work. So he was deserving of being the #1 pick in the draft. But think about the guy who went 144 I just talked about, Shedeur Sanders. All of his receivers got drafted. Now make that shit make sense. Who had to throw the ball to these fucking receivers that got drafted? Shedeur Sanders. So Shedeur goes 144, and according to Mel Kiper and a lot of draft boards, had him going in the first round. How does he drop? Collusion? Maybe. But all you fucks owe me an apology because y'all YNs, y'all live in this mediocre world. Y'all got a motherfucking hero. Y'all a hero in boxing right now. He goes and find sorry ass boxers and he does exhibitions. You think Mike Tyson would ever get in the ring and do a fucking... Well, Mike Tyson got in the ring in his era. He's just trying to get some money right now because he fucked up all the money. But in his era, you wouldn't dare get in the fucking ring with Mike Tyson and do no exhibition. And your #1 boxer is a goddamn YouTuber. Y'all filling up the fucking Cowboy Stadium to see a fucking YouTuber. This the era that y'all live in. I feel sorry for y'all. I ain't gonna hate on y'all, but I feel sorry for y'all. I mean, we saw Roberto Duran. We saw fucking Roy Jones. We saw fucking Hitman Hearns. We saw fucking, goddamn, man, we saw some real shit. We saw motherfuckers was sitting on there talking about Shaq wasn't in the top 5 of all time. Man, we saw Shaq put that motherfucker in the goal and break the backboard. I don't see no shit like this. Y'all got Rudy Gobert is the best. Rudy Gobert beats a motherfucker by himself. Oh my God. Mr. COVID. But let me just leave that shit alone. I got more shit to talk about, but there's no fucking GOAT. Don't mention no GOAT. Don't mention no GOAT in goddamn the NBA. Don't even part your lips to say nothing about no Jordan. Don't part your lips to say nothing about no center out there. Don't part your lips to say nothing about no point guard. Fucking don't even mention none of these fucking GOATs. Y'all ain't seen shit. Y'all live in some fucked up times, and you need to go on YouTube and start seeing real basketball, because the shit you see right now is trash in basketball. The shit you see right now in football is trash. The shit you see in college football is trash. Them motherfuckers couldn't play nowhere near none of this shit. The shit you see in boxing is trash. All that. Soccer, yeah, them motherfuckers some bad motherfuckers. That little young 17-year-old, I like him. That bitch can't speak no English, but they put the captions on there. He said, fuck Pape. Fuck him. We gonna blow his ass out. And they blew Pape ass out the other day. I fuck with him. Them the kind of guys I fuck with. But you got to keep that shit up. You can't do that shit one time. No one time. You want to be GOAT. You got to be consistent. You want to be GOAT, you got to be consistent. Ladies and gentlemen, the Puff Daddy trial probably start today. I don't normally fuck with this Puff Daddy shit. Everybody always want me to get on my lives and be like, Puff Daddy, what you think about the Puff Daddy? I don't know. No. Puff Daddy has his day in court. Whether you agree with what's going on, whether you like Puff Daddy, whether you hate Puff Daddy, everybody has their day in court. And remember, people, you are innocent until proven guilty. The federal government has to prove him guilty of every charge that they charged him with. They have to prove him guilty by a reasonable doubt. Now, mind you, we all do know the federal government, when you go into the feds, is a 99. They have a 95% conviction rate. They don't lose. It's like Perry Mason. To get out of that shit when the feds come after you is very, very difficult. But there is the 10 to 5% chance that he may get out of this. Whatever happens in this courtroom, or whatever, however it goes down, let it be, people. There's jury selection ends today. They'll get 18 people. They had a whole bunch of people, and a lot of people jumped out, which normally happens. You know, as a person who understands the courtroom, who has been in many, many courtrooms, have been in many, many Wardell situations where you pick a jury, and you know, it is a difficult time. You know, when you're picking a jury, and I've been a part of picking many, many juries in my days, you have to look at the person. You know, they get their pick, you get your pick. So it's almost like, it reminds me of when I used to play football, pick up Sandlot football, and me and my homeboy, you pick your team and I pick my team, and you pick the people based on who they are as individuals and their lifestyle. And you get the difference in the courtroom, you get to strike one of the people that they pick. So therefore, you might have a person that you really like, you know, that will be fair and impartial. And the prosecutor may be like, that person is going to be too fair and impartial. I want to get rid of that person. I want a bunch of people who hate Puff Daddy, who hate the entertainment business, who just hate anything remotely like him. And then the defense normally wants to get a person who's going to be fair, who may love Puff Daddy, who may love the entertainment industry. That's why you hear these stories about, oh, can you be fair if Michael B. Jordan or anybody comes in here and all that? So you want to ask those questions as lawyers on the defense and the prosecutor, so you can form a jury. So half of the jury be people who the defense like, and the other half or who the prosecutor pick. So you got to do a good job of picking that, because you can get the wrong fucking people on the jury. Like me, when I had my trial, after I went and said fuck the judge and sung the song Nasty As It Wanna Be, after the song was deemed obscene, we had to pick a jury. And so they were, the prosecutor picked their jury, picked their members of the jury, and we picked our members of the jury. And I sat right there with my lawyer, and I was very, very active in being a part of who gets on that jury. You know, when I remember it was a question about a elementary school teacher principal, white lady, and I remember the particular school that she was a principal at. It was a black school. And so the prosecutor was so hell-bent on getting this lady as a pick, and my lawyer was like, oh, we don't want no fucking principal, because their depiction of a principal is like some tight-ass person. I'm like, no. Let them pick her. And if they don't, we need to get her on this jury, because that lady is a principal at a black school, and she understands black people, the culture. I guarantee you, when she do the faculty meetings, they playing certain type of music, and she understands that culture in order to be our culture, in order to be on the jury. When these motherfuckers think she finna be some tight ass principal, no nonsense, rude first lady, that lady became the actual foreman of the damn they made her the foreman. She was the first person in the jury. She said, Your Honor, there was a part of the case where the prosecutor was reciting my lyrics and shit, talking about, and he said the song, me so horny, we love you long time. And he said, hey, we want some pussy. Face down, ass up, nibble on my dick like a rat does cheese. This man reciting our lyrics in the courtroom, and you could see all the jury turning beet red, and my lawyer nudged me and say, we picked the wrong fucking people. These people are turning beet red as he recites these lyrics. I say, don't worry about it. Then that foreman lady raised her hand and said, Your Honor, I have a message from the people in the jury. Can we take a break? And the judge said, a break? And it was like, yeah, we need to take a break. We need to, some of the jury members, we really need to take a break right now. It's very important that they say, okay, well, all rise. We excuse the jury. The jury went in the back, and she sent a note to the judge and say, this is why we need to take a break. And basically, they wanted to take a break to go back in the jury room to laugh. All you heard was laughing. I was like, I nudged my lawyer and say, we got him. Because the music is about fun. The music is the lyrics about joking and having a good time. Them people were in the back fucking dying laughing at my trial. This is a fucking true story. And the prosecutor put their head down like this. And they were laughing because that was the whole case. The music is fun. It's just jokes. It's Dolomite and all this shit right here. And them motherfuckers dying laughing in the back. Fucked up the whole room. I was like, we got this shit. He around here reciting these lyrics talking about, fuck me, and all that. The people like beat red up in there. That was a hell of a moment. I hope we get that in the movie. That was a hell of a moment. You can't even fucking imagine that moment. I wish they had that on camera somewhere. That would be fucking great. But at the end of the day, Puff Daddy hearing will take place, and he'll get a jury of his peers. He gets to pick half of the jury, and they get to pick half of the jury, and that jury will go into the room and deliberate after the trial is over to determine whether he's guilty or whether he's innocent. So it's not a situation where the judge picks the jury or it's a bunch of people in there who hates him or he couldn't get a jury of his peers. That's what he'll get that. And it's not a situation where you're in one of these bootleg ass towns where you can't get a fair and impartial jury because the town is so tainted. He's in New York, so he'll get a jury of his peers, and he'll have his day in court and just pray for everybody, victims who were affected and everybody else affected, and let it all happen and work itself out. So that's what happened. Shannon Sharpe. Moving right along. Let me say this. I be listening to these dudes on TV giving these young guys words of wisdom. Shannon Sharpe, everybody, Stephen A., Ocho Cinco, all of my good friends on there. Let me just say this to all y'all. Don't be throwing the rocks when you got a fucking glass house. Don't be sitting up here telling young football players and athletes how to conduct themselves when you conducting yourself in some different type of way. You can't be the guy sitting on there talking about, oh, this young dude, this why he ain't doing this why he ain't doing that, this why he ain't doing that, and they need to be doing this, and we was in the league, and we did it like this and all this, and no. And then you going out there with the 19-year-old girl, the OnlyFans model. If you're going to tell them to be responsible, then your ass need to be responsible. And I'm just keeping it a buck. If you're going to tell somebody to be responsible, then you fucking be responsible. If I'm going to go out there and tell my players every day, don't smoke no fucking weed, then I don't need to be smoking no weed. If I'm going to tell them that, hey, look here, man, this cost me millions of dollars, then you shouldn't do this because it's going to cost you hundreds of thousands, maybe millions if you get the opportunity. You can't do that. Don't be a fucking hypocrite. Don't be a hypocrite and stop putting these hypocrites on TV. Everybody doing all this wild shit, but y'all quick to tell somebody what they shouldn't be doing. I did a lot of wild shit in my life. But if I get on this podcast right here and tell you, hey, look, man, that's some crazy shit there, bro. Hey, Kanye West, you need to cool the fuck down. Yeah, they didn't kick your ass out the room. Now you in your feelings right now. You should know the time was going to come. They were going to kick you out the room. So you don't need to be talking. You don't need to be spraying Jay-Z. You don't need to be spraying all these other people in the room. You should have did that when you was in the fucking room. Don't do that right now. Chill the fuck out. Do your music. Go back on the road. Get your money and do your thing. Reinvent yourself. Recirculate yourself. But don't, hey, look here. So it amazes me that these same guys who want to criticize everybody and tell people and get on there and tell people how to live their fucking life. Oh, the young boy need to do this right here. When we was playing, And I'm so sick of all these former players. I really am. Give me some motherfucking coaches, analytical people who know the game to talk about the analytics and the do's and the don'ts. I'm sick of these motherfuckers, former players. I'm sorry. I know they need to be employed, but you're not a coach. None of these former fucking players are coaches. You're not a coach. You don't have no idea how coaching goes on. And you see what the fuck just happened with the Lakers. Y'all got the podcaster with LeBron James, and he comes on there, nice white guy, JJ Redick, sells some good shit on the fucking First Take. He says some good shit on the podcast, and everybody think he's a motherfucking coach. And he gets his ass out there, the player who now wants to be a coach, and giving a goddamn Maserati, and you watched him fuck it up. The reason why we should not have all these damn former players on the panel. Give me some goddamn coaches. If you're going to have a former player, match that shit up with a coach. Because them guys been in the trenches. They made the adjustments. It all looked real glossy and good with JJ Redick to sit on the goddamn First Take and talk all that fucking beautiful shit about what he would do. Hindsight is 20/20. And then get on there with Bron at the goddamn podcast, and Bron like, shit, you know your shit, man. He should have did this. He should have did that. And then y'all fire the fucking black coach. He should have made this move at this period of time. He should have did that. Hindsight is 20/20. Yeah, all that shit look good and beautiful and glossy after the game is over with. But while the game is going on, while the fucking game is going on, you got to make an adjustment. While the series is going on, you got 1 day to make an adjustment to either decide that you're going to put a big man in the game and how you going to deal with this shit, and you get your ass in that game, and that game is moving real fast in real time, and your nuts get crossed like this, and you can't make an adjustment. You can't make a play call to save your fucking life, and you're sinking and sinking and sinking on somebody else's fucking dime. That's why all these former player commentators never coach a game in their life. Yeah, that shit sound beautiful when you ain't out there in them trenches making them decisions. So I love the fact that the Miami Heat don't listen to these motherfuckers. I turn that shit off. I'm sorry. I don't look at that shit. I can't look at it. I can't look at a group of former players on there talking about what a motherfucker should have done in the game, and y'all then ran smart-ass JJ fucking Redick out there, and what the fuck did he do? Fold to 10. Just like every one of those goddamn former players that's on there running their fucking mouth, get your ass out there and coach. Let's see how that worked for you. And in the case of the white boy coaches, they don't get no sorry-ass black team. They don't get no sorry-ass team. That's for the black coaches. They don't get no Maserati. The black coaches get the sorry-ass team, and then until they get all the draft picks, then they build a team up, then their ass get fired in the first week, and then they bring the white coach in who's smart, and then he makes them all look good. Come on, man. That's the fucking game. Tell that shit to somebody else. I don't want to hear no fucking coaches. I don't want to hear none of this shit. Don't give me none of this shit. I don't want to hear you fucking former players on here talking about talking about current players and talking about how they need to live their life and all this bullshit. No, I don't need nobody telling me about no goddamn Prime and how he handling his kids and how he handling this shit and all this. Hey, look, I love you to death, Chris Carter. I love you to death. You're my guy. But you're dead ass motherfucker wrong talking about Prime need to be handling shit a different kind of way. No, he handled it the right way. He did no different than what fucking Eli and Peyton Manning daddy did. He just showed the system. He just showed how the system is not designed for a black man to stand up and be respected in the same way a white man stands up and be respected. He just showed that the system is that fucked up. And let me tell you all something before I get out of here. The difference in being first round pick, and I learned this when we represented Devontae Freeman. Devontae Freeman went 4th round pick. The guy who went first round, went to the Rams, running back. Devontae Freeman went back to the renegotiating table 2 times before that guy was able to go back to the table. And that guy never even got back to the table because it takes him 5 years. So Shedeur Sanders has 3 years. He has, out of the 3 years, all he needs is 1 year. 1 year out of the next 2 years to get off. He's going to go back to the table and renegotiate before Cam even get back to the table, before Jason Dark even get back to the table. So all the money that y'all think Shedeur lost, he will regain. Because that motherfucker is going to be going back to the renegotiating table 2 times before they can go back 1 time. That's the beauty and the luxury. So Prime going to have the last laugh when this shit is all said and done. Trust me. Now I have to put my agent hat on. Prime is going to have, Shedeur and Prime is going to have the last laugh. Because in 2 years, they will be going back to the table to renegotiate his contract. Because you get to go back to the table when you're 4th round, the 5th round. 1 year. He only need 1 out of the next 2 years to get off and go back to the renegotiating table. And that's when he gonna fuck, okay, give me my $40 million you motherfuckers took from me when y'all didn't draft me in the 1st round. I want all that. Because ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. So, as you know, these quarterbacks last 14 and 15 years. This kid is gonna make his money back. But he's being, yeah, they're humbling him. Yeah, humble, okay, all right, let's go. We're going to test drive. Okay, hey, look, I know I can play the game, but then now y'all want to know if I can play the game of being in the game for the game recognized game. But at the end of the day, motherfucker Shedeur is going to get his $40 million that y'all fucked him off. He going to get it, but they know they got to pay it. They know they got to pay it. They know how the game go. So y'all don't get in your feelings about him dropping. I'm sitting up and like, oh shit, these people don't really know. This nigga finna get paid. 2 years to get off 1 year. Oh, he's gonna go out there. Flacco is gonna piss down his pants. Gabriel already pissed down his pants. And you got goddamn Pickett. He done been on 3 fucking teams. Really? And if the Dolphins make a bold move and grow some nuts and go trade for this motherfucker, Tua gonna fall out after he throw 3 interceptions, and there you go. Break the fucking bank, nephew. Break the fucking bank. Speaking of breaking the bank, Noriega. I love Noriega. Noriega had a situation at the Houston's restaurant in Aventura, a Houston restaurant where I frequent all the time. I go to Houston's and Aventura once a week. I am there either on Wednesday or Tuesday. Every week. That is my regular place I go to on every fucking week. Noriega's story, he went up in there and some lady profiled him who works there, and Nori got live, and Nori, which rightfully so, he was very upset. They called the police on him and everything like that, and I you know, I spoke to one of my friends over there, and they were like, oh, that shit shouldn't have got to that point. It shouldn't have escalated to that point. And listen, Nori, I love you. In every organization, there's one person, or maybe 2 or 3, that, you know, never know how the situation is. They get over into organizations and they do dumb shit. And I know Nori. Nori's a good fucking dude. That's my dude. And I'm pretty sure he probably ran into some numbnut lady who profiled him. Probably just got a job over there. Probably, just whatever the fuck happened. But the overall atmosphere of that Houston is not a reflection of that one lady. I'm here to say that. I'm here to say I would not be frequent in that motherfucker once a week if I got any inkling that any of those individuals or any of the white women or any of the people in there, any of the management in that motherfucker was on some racist shit. I would have been called them out a long time ago, because there are racist restaurants that I do not frequent, that a lot of people come down here and like, let's go to this fucking place here. I'm like, no, they don't fuck with black people. They don't fuck with any people. So I'm just going to say that was an isolated event, because I basically know damn near 70% of the people who work there. I hope that they removed the lady who did what she did to Nori, because again, there are some nice, let me tell you this. I go to the bar, and the young ladies, and it's not just because of me, that okay, all right, Luke, you the mayor of Miami, they know you, you're here all the time. Look, I go to the bar and sit down, 3 or 4 white girls and brother be at the bar, and these girls serve me. The manager, a sister, the manager of that place is a sister. And I know she don't play the fucking radio. And these are not Oreos. And the white girls at the fucking bar, they hang out at Top Notch. They live in Miami Gardens. And if you know, Top Notch is a black cigar bar. These white girls, they ain't on that shit. They fuck with more black people than a little bit. The manager girl, she's not an Oreo. She ain't one of them black girls that think she white and don't know her culture. No, she's a sister that knows and respect and love and takes care of everybody. I'm in there, Ross in there, Fat Joe in there, you name it. Every celebrity and all of us go there because of how they treat us and take care of us. So this one young lady who profiled Nori in that restaurant is not a reflection of the entire restaurant. I'm just here to say, I don't want to be contradicting what he says, but I just want to set the record straight, because I'm there every week. It's like I fucking work there. And I'm sad that happened to Nori. I'm very sad that happened to him, and that isolated, and I guarantee you, they're going to nip that shit in the bud. Homegirl might be shipped to some other restaurant, some other goddamn Houston, and some other town, because that's what they do. What happens in Houston, which I didn't know because I go there so much, you'll see a new person in there, and they'll come from some other city, because they switch managers like that a lot. They'll bring a manager in from another city, and then now they're here in Miami, and they just left another city, and so they probably, this particular person probably was one of them people who shipped in there and from a city where they ain't used to dealing with niggas. Where they came from a store where they ain't used to dealing with black people. And when they see black guy and they get all in their feelings, and all of a sudden start feeling. So that is what Houston need to change, that part of what they do. But I can't tell nobody how to run their fucking business, because they do a great job of what they do. They make a lot of fucking money. But in this instance, if that girl came from another city or another place and came there and she started profiling niggas, somebody should have gave her a one-on-one conversation. Like, you have Nori coming in there, you have Fat Joe coming in there, you have their families coming in there, you have you have rappers coming in this motherfucker, NBA players and NFL players, and you have brothers coming in there, who coming in there and they love the vibes. So again, I want to say, I hope that situation getting straightened out. I'm pretty sure it will. But before I go, I got to let y'all see this here, man. Our girls football team at Miami Edison, Coach Vince, Coach Ken, My good friend, I call him Coach Liv because he works at Liv nightclub. Mikey, they won the state championship. These guys, little story about these guys and talking about persevering and never giving up. They're the definition of never giving up. Coach Vince and that group of coaches. They're the definition of how teamwork makes it work. They were they started coaching girls flag since the beginning of girls flag in the state of Florida. I think it's been going on for like 10 years. And maybe out of those 10 years, every year they went to state championship and they lost. They've been arguably the best team in Miami-Dade County for all those 10 years, except for 1 year. I got to make a correction. I thought they were the first team to win a state championship from Miami-Dade County. No, it wasn't. It was Palmetto was the first team to win. So shots out to the girls at Palmetto. No shade on you all. But even in that year, they only had lost one game, and that was to Miami Edison. That's how good Coach Vince and his staff is. And this year, they got to win it. They could have been given up. I've sat there with Vince, heartbroken, had some of the best teams ever, and they went to the state championship to then actually lose, but Vince never gave up. And here's how they won. Here's how, it's about chopping wood. At some point, you keep chopping wood, and I keep telling y'all this, the tree will fall. You just keep chopping wood and never give up on your dreams, whether it's winning a state championship, making $1 million, finding the husband of your life, finding the beautiful wife of your life. You keep chopping wood, you keep working at it, and just never give up. And this is how they won. With let me set it up for y'all. 3 seconds left. Score tied in the fourth quarter. This is how it ended up. Miami Edison girls flag football team. Congratulations to you girls. I love y'all. Y'all know it. I told them, look, man, let's get these girls to the biggest and best restaurant, whatever you want, whatever the fly shit that y'all want to do, and let's make it happen. Shouts out to the girls.
Turns, working out of his office, riding around in the Luke vans, getting people registered to vote.
So I look as Luke as the father of Miami. But Luke, I just want to say I love you and I appreciate you and I'm grateful for you. I'm happy for you. You're proud. Luke Campbell Way, Liberty City, Dade County, 305. Make some noise for Uncle Luke.
Everybody that's out here, they're out here because we all got something in common. And what we have in common is we help. We help kids like this. Gil Green helps and inspire. DJ Epps helps and inspire. Devontae Freeman helps and inspire. DJ Khaled helps tremendously inspire. My good friend Stan the Man over there helped. E-Class, who was here, helps and inspire. These guys do a lot of things that you all don't even know. I mean, teach, owns a restaurant, helps and inspire. I mean, that is what it's all about.
I had to share that with you guys, man. I'm still soaking it all in. It's all about helping and inspiring. Make sure y'all check out my podcast each and every week, 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm back on the scene, ladies and gentlemen, with a gangster lean, as usual. Like, share, and subscribe on my YouTube channel, Uncle Luke TV. Also, follow me on Twitter, X, Uncle Luke Real One. Follow me on Instagram, Uncle Luke Real One. Follow me on TikTok, The Real Uncle Luke. Until the next time, y'all have a great week and enjoy yourself. I love y'all. Peace, love, and stay.
At 17 years old, I was one of those interns working out of his office, riding around in the Luke vans, getting people registered to vote.
So I look as Luke as the father of Miami. But Luke, I just want to say I love you and I appreciate you and I'm grateful for you. I'm happy for you. You're proud. Luke Campbell Way, Liberty City, Dade County, 305. Make some noise for Uncle Luke.
Everybody that's out here, they're out here because we all got something in common. And what we have in common is we help. We help kids like this. Gil Green helps and inspire. DJ Epps helps and inspire. Devontae Friedman helps and inspire. DJ Khaled helps tremendously inspire. My good friend Stan the Man over there helped. E-Class, who was here, helps and inspire. These guys do a lot of things that you all don't even know. I mean, teach, owns a restaurant, helps and inspire. I mean, that is what it's all about.